Good evening. Thank you for attending. Our topic today is the unemployment rate, in particular, how it is calculated and its accuracy. The official unemployment rate may be accurate, but may not be an accurate representation of the unemployment situation. So, we will examine the source of the data and whether including more factors would provide a more useful picture. The data comes from a survey of 60,000 households conducted by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS. It is called the Current Population Survey, but is also known as the Household Survey. Based on responses to a series of questions, persons 16 and older are classified as employed, unemployed, or not in the labor force. This is the data released in November. While there's a lot of data, it is not easy to read or obtain useful information. To calculate the unemployment rate, the BLS simply takes the ratio of unemployed to the labor force. However, some take issue with the classification and believe a portion of those classified as not in the labor force should be counted as unemployed, and the reported rate should be higher. In 1994, there was a change in the definition of discouraged and employed part-time for economic reasons. This change required that those classified as either be available for work in the week they were polled. This caused a significant reduction in those numbers. One study claims they were cut in half. The graph would display that drop clearly. Precision in respondents' answers and the age distribution of the workforce are other issues potentially affecting the results. The overall participation rate is significantly affected by the size of different age groups. So, if you have a large group in the labor force, like the baby boomers, the overall participation rate would average higher, but when they retire, it will drop. There are other factors as well. The total population over 16 and older, the participation rate, and the components of the labor force fluctuate. If the average participation rate changes, the unemployment rate will too, but we wouldn't know why. The recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan took 100,000 people, civilians and the military, out of the labor force. When they return, what effect will they have? Will they participate in the labor force? The labor force is always in flux as people lose or gain jobs. Perhaps the most influential factor in the effect the unemployment rate has on the market and people's lives is spin. In his book, Econospinning, Gene Epstein describes this phenomenon in detail, and this may be the most compelling argument for a change in the reporting of this data. To quote Mr. Epstein, the excessive focus on the minutiae of the report ensures that meaningless figures will keep getting mentioned. The BLS conducts other surveys and publishes other data that don't receive as much attention. These include JOLTS and alternative measures of labor underutilization. Perhaps including some of this data and presenting the CPS data differently can give us a better sense of what's happening. If we start with the trend of the population and its components, Figure 1 shows that over the past year, the eligible population, unemployment, and those not in the labor force has trended up, while the labor force and employment have trended down. Using moving averages may impart more meaningful information than the pure number alone. Figure 2 shows the unemployment rate plotted with its 3, 6, and 12-month averages. This chart shows that in 2000, the unemployment rate was trending down, but the 3 and 6-month averages crossed the 12-month average on the way up in mid-2001, signaling a long trend up to a peak in 2004. This occurs again in 2007. One interesting aspect is the near simultaneous crossing of the 3 and 6-month averages on both of the upswings, with a gap on the crossing on the way down. It might also be useful to show the age-adjusted participation rate along with its composite, as suggested by Robert Zoffler. Following that, we could show the JOLTS survey in combination with the unemployment rate and discouraged workers. Figure 3 appears to show the hires and separations remaining fairly flat. This could be a depiction of natural churn. The chart also clearly shows job openings as almost a mirror image of unemployment. Figure 4 has the BLS's alternative measures of labor underutilization as trends. Although the magnitude is clearly different, the trends are remarkably similar. This suggests that using any one of the trends may be sufficient. The important thing is the trend, not the magnitude of the number. While the published rate is accurate, releasing the data as suggestion might work for giving the media, thus the public, more useful information about the health of the economy and the job market. This might allow consumer confidence to reflect the state of the economy more accurately and give the public more confidence in the government's collection and reporting of the data. When the IT industry started, the systems produced raw data. Over the years, it has evolved to producing information and knowledge. What we are suggesting here is following that trend, that example, and evolving what and how we report. It appears that using composite graphs and moving averages presents a more complete picture of the job situation than current methods. Perhaps this is what we need to evolve from providing data to supplying information and deriving knowledge. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question. What role does unemployment insurance play?
The unemployment insurance is just that, it's insurance, and has no impact on these numbers. Not everyone who's eligible for unemployment benefits applies, and not everyone who applies obtains those benefits.
What does not in the labor force mean?
Not in the labor force has several constituent components, including people who choose not to work for whatever reason, maybe attending school full-time and not having to work at a job in addition. But it also contains what's called discouraged workers who have stopped looking for a job.
One more question?
Sure.
What segment of the population currently excluded could make a significant difference in the unemployment rate?
Perhaps the biggest component of the numbers as produced that could potentially have a significant impact is those wanting a job now. It's unclear from the data as published whether there's overlap between that number and some of the other segments. But if you choose to accept that it